I'm Melanie trailer. Today we are talking about our very favorite topic, fabric. I'm introducing a brand new fabric line today. It's called Forget Me Not, and it is stash builder line. So 15 pieces, all in one color, and I think you'll be surprised by the color. So I'm gonna show you quick pictures. And yeah, all blues, 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 blues. The blue is very often requested. I very rarely use the color blue, but I'm trying to embrace it a little bit here. So let's look at the fabrics and then I'll give you those details at the end of the video. This first print is called Embracing My Wild Bluebell. You might remember it from Ethereal. Up close. I love this print. It's so pretty. It was pretty in Ethereal too, but I like it in these shades of blue, and it kind of ties, all the different shades of blue. This one is Naturally in Cornflower, and you might remember Naturally from my very first fabric line, Earthy Goodness. This is the first time it's been recolored, a little bit different, but all the same elements are there. These are really nice sized birds, so I would think around 3.5-inch square. These could work for fussy cutting, but also all of the other elements are really pretty too. This one is called Promises Twilight, and this is a newer print. You might recognize it from Made of Magic when it was a very, very light colored. But here it is in all those deep blues. Again, this is one that ties in all of those different shades of blue. Plus, I really love this floral. It's a nice size. Some of the flowers are really, really small, and then some of the flowers are a little bit bigger, but it's just a good size for patchwork and piecing. This print is called Composed of Nails in Stone. This is kind of a gray blue. This print was in the Hope and Feathers, but I think that's the only time it's been used. So this is a new-ish print, and yeah, great. It's not really a blender, but it kind of could work as a blender. Very limited color happening. This one is called Nothing to Prove in Iris. Here's a close-up. It's another one from my Ethereal line. So a newer print. This is the first time it's been recolored. And it kind of acts as a dot, but instead of a dot, you've got these flowers. This is a brand new print. It's called Quiet Harmony in Delphinium. This is a larger flat floral too. You got your opened roses, and yeah, I really, really like this print. I cannot wait to use it. I think it would make a gorgeous backing because the flowers are so much bigger. And I like the gray blue on those flowers too. This is Memories in Clean White. You may remember it from Someplace Grand. It was also a low volume there, but in this one you cannot see that text background at all, but it has got the prettiest blue flowers. I love this print recolored this way. Good low volume, brighter shade of white. This one is called State of Bliss in Snow. This is a newer print. It is also from Ethereal, but here it is in lovely shades of blue. And what I like about this fabric, this print, is that it just creates texture in your quilt. It looks like texture. This was one of my favorites from the Ethereal line, and it's also one of my favorites from this line too. This is a new print for this line. This is a blender, and it's called Terrazzo in Hyacinth. Just some speckled little bits of color. A great way to use some of those busier prints, pairing it with this one. This is a brand new print for this line. This one is called Sway in Peacock. Very, very tiny floral, and again, it's a blender. Would look great tied in with some of those busier prints. All right, you may remember this one from my Someplace Grand line. It was all in pink, but it was also a low volume in that collection too. It's called Roadmap in Ghost, and it is a very, very white. I love this one recolored in these blue shades. It's so pretty, so delicate looking, and it would make a great, anytime you would need a low volume, this one would work really, really well. This print has been in several of my collections. This is Healing Nature, and this is the Pearl colorway. So I believe this is the first time it's ever been a low volume It ties in all the shades of blue. It is, again, a nice brighter white. And I love this print. I love drawing this print. This is a brand new print. It's called Calmed in Tiffany. This would be a blender print. It'll, you could use it with some of those busier prints, and it's the tiniest little mod looking flowers. You may recognize this print. This one is Dark Skies, and this is the Ocean colorway. This has been in a couple of lines, I think. I know it started in Someplace Grand, but then it's also been recolored a couple of times. I love these stars. This is your half rectangle, triangle, sawtooth star, and this is just, it's just a really good fabric. It's fun to look at, and it has that textury look as well. This one is called Kaleidoflora in Midnight. This is your darkest fabric in this line. You may remember this fabric from Cinnamon Tea. It was a low volume in that line. This is a really big fussy cut. This is more like a 5-incher, and here it is on a fat quarter. I think it would make a great backing. It would also make a good moment to do some fussy cutting.
All right, so we are at meanderandmake.com. You can come over here to this search bar and you can type in Forget Me Not and it will pull up probably everything, but you can also come over here to fabric and click the little drop down arrow, come to collections, and then scroll until you find Forget Me Not. They're alphabetized, and when you find it, just give it a click and it'll pull up everything in this collection. So first we have the bundle. Here is a look at the bundle, and you can choose between fat quarters or half yards. And then let me find that yardage listing for you real quick. So here is the yardage listing, and if you click this one, you can buy, yardage. Minimum would be 1 yard, but you can buy, fabric for your backing or binding or whatever it is that you need. Or maybe you just want one print. This is where you would find that at. And if you come over here to these options and you click one, it'll show you that print. So you click which one you want. It gives you a picture so you know for sure, what you are purchasing. There's a little bit of a delay when you click it. So you can order as much as you want of those, but the minimum is 1 yard. All right, let's go back to the kits. So we have these kits. These kits will only be available during the pre-order period. Once the collection is here, or once we order the collection, the kits will disappear. So those are only available during pre-ordering. And if you click one, the first price that you'll get is just the foreground fabrics, and that goes for all of them that have foreground or background. So if I was to click this 20-piece bundle, just the foreground fabric, you're only going to get what you see here in blue. But there is also options for background. So if you click one of these options, you'll see what the quilt looks like in that background, and this is Bella Bleached White. And let me show you Kona Dove. So you'll know exactly what your quilt will look like prior to purchasing one of these kits. That goes for all of the kits, or almost all of the kits that have, the background option. So like for Trippy, on Trippy, you just get 20 quarter yards. So your quilt will look something like this. Let's see, what else we got? Let me show you the Soul Shine. It's also, even if you're not buying a kit, it's fun to scroll through these because you get an idea of what different backgrounds will look like with these fabrics. So I find it, just really inspirational for me. Playing around with these backgrounds kind of shows me also what colors work well with a collection. I really like this graphite. Look at that. That's really pretty. It's kind of a deep gray blue. And like I said, you can sit here and scroll through these. I mean, I sit here and do this all day long. Let's do Fenvy because it is a very popular quilt pattern. All right, so with Fenvy, if you're familiar with the pattern, you know that it has a version 1, which looks like this. It also has a version 2, which looks like that. So let's see what this deep blue looks like. you can, you know, again, see what the quilt is going to look like prior to buying it, prior to making it. And I have these kits created in all my more popular quilt patterns. Look at Inner Beauty. I think this is such a pretty version of Inner Beauty. This is one of my most popular quilt patterns too. I probably would rank it around number 3. And yeah, this one is particularly great being mocked up because it's hard to visualize this quilt when you're just picking fabrics from your stash. It's really hard to see it because you know, all of these fabrics, what's used here is also used here. I mean, some of these kits come with a guide. Like this one would come with a guide that tells you which fabric is A, B, C, D. Just a reminder that none of our kits comes with the pattern, so you'll need to scroll down and grab the pattern as well. All right, one last thing. Oh wait, I never make one for Bohemian, but I made Bohemian this time, and I think it's so pretty. It deserves a little look. And this one actually has a size option, so you can make it in the crib size, or you can make it in the bigger size. Okay, just in case I haven't said it already, remember that these are shipping in July, and if you purchase fabric with a pre-order, it holds up your whole order. So if you have fabric that you want right now, and you know, also want a pre-order, don't purchase those together. Make 2 separate purchases. Otherwise, your whole order waits for the pre-order to come available.
All right, so let's talk details. Forget Me Not comes out July 1. So that's when it will start shipping. May take us a few days to get it out, but you should see the collection arrive to you in the month of July. I am excited to use this fabric line. I have designed a quilt just for it. So I can't wait to show you that. That is going to be coming up closer to July. But yeah, I'm actually going to be making this quilt multiple times, but one of them is going to be all in these different shades of blue. So I'm really excited to start playing with them. Links to everything that we've talked about are right below this video. Thank you for watching.